Hi, I'm Melinda Williams, and this is the jacket that I created for my final CAD project. So the jacket is blue denim, and it's an oversized type style with a belt to give it some shape. And so here are a few details of what I did. Here's the sketch from the jacket of the original, and basically the pockets, they I redesigned them a little bit from this drawing, the sketch. They are actually straight across on the bottom, but they're 5 inches square and they have a flap, and they're placed there. It has snaps that as closures, and the belt's about 1.5 inches wide. This is a screenshot of the pattern pieces. So we got all of the pattern pieces printed and exported and cut out, and they're all ready to place on the fabric. The printing process was a little more difficult. So as I worked to go through the printing process, one of the things I struggled with was using several different programs to get the pieces exported in a format that I could utilize. So having to use Illustrator, which was a program I was not really familiar with, took some time to get up to speed so that I could get the printing process completed. There was a lot of different editing, but we finally got that put together. So as far as cutting out the fabric, this is denim. It's a cotton polyester fabric, and so it is likely to shrink when it is washed and laundered. And so in order to make sure it was ready for the full garment, I washed and dried the denim in the way that I plan to launder it in the future. So that way it's all ready to go. And the mesh didn't need to be washed, as it will not shrink at all. So I was then able to lay out all the pieces on the fabric and get it cut. There were 12 pieces, and I just had to make sure to cut multiples of the cuffs, as the cuff was an overlayer on top of the denim. The sewing process. So this is a picture of the flat lining that I did on the cuffs. So it had to be assembled in a very specific order in order to get the collar placed correctly and to put the snaps on before they were attached to and top stitched into the jacket. I specifically like this jacket because it does not have a lining, and so it makes it a lot more versatile use-wise. As I was choosing the fabric, I had to look quite a ways to find something that would not clash with the color of the denim. And so that's where the sheer fabric worked really well, because it brought in the same color scheme as the denim. This is the flow chart that talks through the steps that I had to follow. So I flat felted the center back seam, and I did the shoulder seams and the side seams, and they are serged and top stitched. So it gives the illusion of a flat felled without the complication of a flat felled. Flat felled seam is very hard to alter and make any adjustments to. The next step was to attach the upper and lower sleeve together, and then I needed to serge and top stitch them. Then I added the triangle piece. So this sleeve was quite unique. Two-piece sleeves are really quite common, but there was a third piece. They actually did that with a triangle in the armpit, which was something I'd never done before. So I attached all of those and I serged and top stitched them. Then I set in the sleeves to the arm's eye and top stitched that as well. I serged that and top stitched it to the body of the jacket. I stitched the belt, turned it, and top stitched it. Then I made buttonholes on the front of the jacket before I put the casing in, because the buttonhole only goes through the front of the jacket. Then I attached the belt casing and did the top stitching there. I sewed the snaps onto the right front facing because the sewing does not go through to the front of the jacket. Then I attached the facings and then attached the collar at the very end. So the fabric that I used, this is a picture of the denim. It's just a pretty common cotton polyester denim, machine washable, and like I said, I washed that ahead of time. It was purchased from SAS Fabrics. The contrast is a mesh with a polka dot embroidered pattern on it, and it was purchased from Joanne Fabrics. Here's a few pictures of the work in progress, cutting, interfacing. It's a pretty straightforward design, so there was not too much involved there as long as I put it together in the right order. Here's the end result. This is the original jacket, the pink one there, and this is the duplicate that I recreated. There's the front, and here is the back. So this was a great project to help me work through the skills of working on my patterning to create something so that I could have something to refer to and learn a little bit more in the process. And I appreciated that. Thank you.